Hey guys, Christy here, and I want to show you guys a book I was making. I haven't titled it yet, but whenever I finish the book, I will title it. Not really sure. And just I've been working pretty hard on this book, and I wanted to read it to y'all. So here we go. It's a cold, stormy day in Canada. Rob just went to bed. Mitch and Jerome are playing on their phones, and Preston's editing his videos upstairs. Everyone looks calm. Then we have Vic. Poor guy, still scared of thunder, eh? I say to Vic as he hugs Rob's dog, Ace, who looks like who looks just as scared as him. No, he says with a whimper. Why do I look like 5 years old? Mitch jokingly says, "You're short enough to be." I look over to Vic and he seems like he would run away crying any second now. Okay, enough. I say, trying to end this before Vic felt worse. He really can't tell the difference between jokes and the truth. And we all forget it sometimes. About 15 minutes later, Jerome looks up from his phone, looking scared, as if there's a person with a gun outside. Jerome, something wrong there, bud? Mitch says, putting down his phone. Jerome says, worried, panic look and tone in his voice. Wake up, Rob and Preston. Wake up, Rob, and get Preston in here now. I quickly get up and go to Rob's room. I open his door and see the little dude sleeping in his bed. Honestly, I don't want to wake him up, but the way Jerome acted told me that something's up. I walk over to Rob and softly shake his arm. "Lachlan," he says, sounding very annoyed being woken up. I was trying to sleep here. He seems to get more and more annoyed by the second. Jerome said to wake you up, for a reason I really don't know. Rob grunted and slowly got out of bed. I noticed that Preston was already downstairs with the rest of the pack, so I went downstairs to see what Jerome was so worried about. Jerome told us that a tornado was set to touch down soon. We all know this drill. Where the heck did that go? Mitch gets Vic's pills, the first aid kit, and anything that will come in handy if any of us were hurt. Jerome gets blankets and coats. Rob gets a change of clothes for everyone. Preston gets extra food and water. We have some in the shelter, but can't tell what'll happen. Vic opens the storm shelter door and I get Ace in there. He hates it, but it's better than being up here in danger. We both help carry in other stuff and scavenge the house for other useful items. We like to count the time it takes us to get ready for a tornado. We broke the record time, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. I announce when everyone settles down a bit. Everyone seems a little cheerful breaking the record. Yet Vic looks stuck in his mind, gazing off into nowhere. I look at Jerome for a second. He's shaking, probably in fear. He never liked storms. And when Vic and him were young, they went through a horrible F5 tornado. It sadly took Vic's mother, Annie, and left Jerome and Vic horribly injured. It was about 30 to 40 minutes of silence till Vic got up to get some water. Mitch had put it on the top shelf. One thing about Vic, he's short. So when I saw him trying to get to the water, I just had to laugh. I tried to hide it, and I could tell Mitch, Jerome, and Preston were too. He turned around and saw us trying not to laugh. "Seriously, guys?" Vic looks real salty, yet he seems like he was gonna laugh as well. I got up to help him, and we sat back down. Everyone got quiet for what I think is going to be another hour or so of silence. Vic said that he knows a tornado is on the ground and heading to us. And I panicked inside, and I know the others were too. He learned how to tell how close a tornado was to you, even if you couldn't see it. Heads down now, Vic yelled as loud as he could. I grabbed Ace and ducked down next to Vic and Rob. I looked over to see Vic scared. I love him like a brother, and I just needed to protect him. I held on tight to Vic and Ace, heard a loud bang, and I screamed in pain, then nothing. Vic's point of view. I heard a loud bang and blacked out for a bit. I woke up and looked to my left, expecting to see Lachlan and Ace. But no. The whole pack is scattered across the shelter floor. Well, what's left of it. The closest two was Lachlan and Ace. I dug through rubbish to find a first aid kit. It was huge and hard for me to carry, but I needed to see if my best friends were okay. I headed over to Lachlan first. My heart sunk in my chest when I saw how bad he was. As I start to wrap a bandage around his shoulder, Vic, I can tell he's in great pain. It's okay, Lockley. Lockie, you'll be fine. I say, patching up his wounds. He tries to get up, barely even moving before he yelled in pain. Don't move, Lockie. I was cut off by a siren. I knew it was an ambulance. Other vehicles like cop cars and fire trucks soon followed. One person in an ambulance noticed me and came over to help me. He was surprised to see that I wouldn't let him check me until he got my friends first. We were all sent to the hospital in a town close by that wasn't hit by the tornado. When we got to the hospital, all I can see is how crowded it was. Doctors yelling at one another. Some patients even fought a few doctors. But all I can think about was Lachlan. The medic that was with Lachlan said that he slipped in and out of consciousness. Do not expect me to say words, please. I seemed to be almost untouched by the debris of the storm itself, while Lachlan almost died. How? Lachlan is emergency. Lachlan. Wow, I can barely say his name. Lachlan was in an emergency room for 3 hours. In that time, Rob, Preston, and Jerome woke up. They talked for what feels like for years, waiting for a doctor to come in the waiting room to tell me the news about Lachlan. Good news, hopefully. Finally, I saw a doctor willing Lachlan out of the emergency room. My heart was beating out of my chest when I saw him. Lachlan! I yell at him. Lachlan's point of view. When I woke up in the emergency room, a kind doctor told me that I was severely injured during the tornado. When the tornado hit, I was moved into a wheelchair and was moved out of the emergency room. When he pushed me out of the double doors, I heard my best friend's voice yell at me, and I literally flew into me to give me a hug. Vic, I say, running out of breath. Yeah, he says cheerfully. I can't breathe. He lets go of me and apologizes. Jerome, Preston, and Rob were behind him, ready to follow the doctor to my room. As we went to my room, we passed Mitch's room. He's asleep. When we got to my room, and he hooked me up to a heart monitor and a IV drop. He told me that if I felt any pain at all, to call a nurse. He leaves and we start to talk for, I'm sure it's an hour straight. Then my head starts to spin. I see Vic panicking and Jerome jumping up to call a nurse. Everything goes dark. Vic's point of view. Lachlan fainted and his heart rate is slowing down. Worst part, I don't see a doctor or nurse anywhere. I've finally seen one. Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller! I yell, hoping he can hear me. He did. Vikram, what's wrong? Lachlan passed out and his heart rate is slowing down. We desperately ran to Lachlan's room. He's still alive, but on death's door. That's all I got for right now. I have a page over here. I really need to start writing down on this. Tomorrow I will post a video. Well, hopefully. And I will have, this page put down. And a lot more, hopefully. So, tell me what you think in the comments section below. What you think about it. I've worked pretty hard on this. And, well, see you dudes later.